everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna call it Am I Ghost Bait? And this is my lovely eldest daughter, Ace. Alright, let's see. Let's do the first one. Am I ghost bait for not taking in my homophobic dad and laughing when I was asked? What do you think?
So far, I don't think they're really ghost bait. I don't think they're ghost bait.
No?
No.
Okay. Here's the story. When I, 23 male, was 16, I was outed by a guy I was seeing. Oh, that's fucked up.
That's very fucked up.
I don't know why, just out of the blue one day, some family members were messaged by him with some photos of us as proof. My dad flipped his shit, or he's shit. He's shit! He flipped his shit! I didn't even get the feeling he would be homophobic till that moment, since he was always a let live kind of person. I was kicked out by him for being gay. So far, that dad is ghost bait. That kicked off the split between mom and dad, since mom was very supportive and ironically a pretty vocal ally before I CE out. I think that's supposed to be came out.
CE out.
Yeah, before I CE out. Out. Guess dad never made a stink about that. Me and mom eventually found a place my other siblings would still go to our dad's every other week. Last year, mom's rental she was in was being sold. I let her live rent-free in my place for a while till she found her own place. Dad heard about this not long ago from one of my siblings, 20 female. Since then, he's texting to stay, and one of my siblings, the rest are smart enough not to touch this with a 10-foot pole, is even asking on his behalf. To be fair, my dad has been living in and out of men's shelters for the past few years after mom left him and he gambled everything away. Okay, that's his own fault though.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand addiction is not a choice and gambling is an addiction. But at the same time, he wasn't doing that when the mom and the son were there, right?
Right.
So, like, Every time sister asks for him to stay, my reaction is always the same. A good laugh followed by, get fucked. My mom is saying, while it's okay to tell my dad to get fucked, that I'm being an asshole saying it to my sister who loves her dad. Am I ghost bait? What do you think?
I don't think they are.
You don't think they're ghost bait?
The dad, however.
Right?
The dad, however.
Right? Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, it looks like the general consensus was not ghost bait. The first comment says, not the asshole. Your sister knows the trauma your father has caused. She's trying to inject a toxic person into your life in order to maybe make herself feel better. It's a mystery why anyone that loves you would want to inject that venom into your life. Is your sister much younger and was not fully exposed to your dad's behavior? I mean, that's a possibility, but not everybody has the same relationships with their parents. Like, for instance, you and I have a very different relationship than me and your middle sister. Like,
Or the youngest.
yeah.
You and me, we act like we're sisters.
Sometimes.
But you sisters are best friends.
I know, right?
But with them, you act a little tougher. Most of the time, they're not, in favor.
Yeah, well. Everybody, this is Buddha, the guinea pig. Look at that. You're internet famous now. Internet famous.
Sure cute.
Yes. trying. Okay, here's one. Oh. Alright. Am I ghost bait for telling my mother-in-law she could no longer babysit after she disregarded my son's dietary restrictions and caused him severe stomach pain? Just off the bat, what do you think?
I don't think they're ghost bait. That sounds horrible.
You mean you...
Like
okay.
With
Yeah.
the mother-in-law.
I was like, oh, wait a second.
That sounds horrible, though.
Right?
Causing your
Grandchild.
Causing your grandchild so much pain because you didn't follow their dietary restrictions.
Okay, let's see. I, 32 female, have a situation with my mother-in-law, 58 female. Obviously, it's female. Come on.
Mother-in-law.
Rolling. That has escalated, and I need some perspective. My husband, 34 male, and I have been married for 10 years. And we live close to his mother, which means she's pretty involved in our lives. She watches our son Joey, 4 male. Why did
ghost? It's a
okay.
ghost.
It's not a ghost. It's not a ghost. Anyway,
But it just took a picture of it.
it did not take a picture. It was just it turning off.
Oh. It's a ghost.
She watches our son Joey, 4 male, twice a week for a few hours in the afternoon. Joey has dietary sensitivity that causes severe stomach issues. So I've explicitly asked mother-in-law to avoid giving him any dairy products. No milk, cheese, ice cream, etc.
So he's lactose.
Yeah, he's lactose intolerant.
Oh yeah, she gave him some sort of lactose.
Well, apparently. Despite this, mother-in-law has repeatedly given Joey dairy during these visits. Each time he returns home with a stomach ache. Repeatedly.
Jesus Christ!
Right? I've communicated this issue to my husband, but he brushes it off as me overreacting, even going as far as to text his mom behind my back to tell her I'm pissed, but to not worry about it. Okay. Did you just say tomfuckery?
Yes.
Okay, so there's more, but like
There's more.
we're gonna
Jesus. There's more.
Hold on. So my wife's pissed, but don't worry about it. It's fine. Like, I don't understand why people don't take lactose intolerance seriously. Like, yes, there are a few people, okay, there are a lot of people that have mild symptoms of it. They're like, oh, I'm just a little gassy because I had dairy. But like, okay, there are some people that cannot process it at all, and it causes them so much pain, and sometimes they have to be hospitalized. Like, I don't know why it's still basically an allergy to a certain food.
I have to put her back on when I do itch too much. I keep forgetting I'm allergic to her.
The last straw was yesterday when mother-in-law gave Joey milk and ice cream. He came home in agony, threw up a few times, and was up until after 2 a.m. I felt awful for him. I had to call out of work so I could keep an eye on him. I decided it was best to hire a babysitter for the days mother-in-law usually watches him. My husband is against the idea and thinks it's no big deal and that all little kids get stomach aches, but I was adamant.
Not bad.
Right?
Like throwing up and staying up till 2 a.m.?
Right?
That's not normal.
That's not normal.
At all.
I texted mother-in-law about the change, explaining that it was for Joey's health and thanking her for the help so I could keep the peace. I never heard someone so angry. She called me screeching about how I was stealing her grandson, poisoning Joey against her, and I had no right to keep her away. She even threatened to sue for grandparents' rights.
That's a thing.
That's a thing. That's
okay.
a thing. Yeah.
You can sue for that.
Yeah.
But still, screeching. What is she? A velociraptor?
She is
She's a pterodactyl.
a pterodactyl.
Also poisoning.
Yeah, poisoning somebody against somebody else is basically like turning them against the other person. Yeah.
Or maybe you're just a person who can't respect dietary restrictions.
Yeah. Yeah. Her reaction was so out of line that I hung up, blocked her number, and now her side of the family is bombarding me with messages. My husband isn't happy that his mom is upset.
Sounds like your husband needs you everything.
My husband isn't happy that his mom is upset, and he thinks I could have just kept quiet since it's only a few hours a week. I'm at my wit's end here. I feel like I had no other choice given the disregard for Joey's health. But I don't want to cause World War III with my husband's family. Maybe I'm overreacting. I am doubting myself. So, am I ghost bait for stopping my mother-in-law from watching my son?
No!
Yeah, that's the general consensus is
No!
not ghost bait. Yeah.
Like, bro, your mother-in-law is basically trying to kill your son.
Well, she's not trying to kill their son.
But she's giving him food she knows he cannot have and causing him major pain. That was not
just but okay, so I think it's a generational thing because nowadays people are like, oh, I have an allergy to this, and this. I can't have those things or else this is what's going to happen. Back then, like, her mom's 58? Yeah, 58. So, I don't want to say, like, back then because, you know.
Grandma's not like that.
Grandma's not like that, yeah.
She's not like that.
No, but
Mama.
But a majority of the people her age and some of the people grandma's age are. They think that if you expose them, because exposure therapy is a thing. Are you good?
I'm allergic.
I know.
I was holding the thing I'm allergic to.
Yeah, but she's so cute. It's okay.
I know.
Anyway, so exposure therapy is a thing.
Yeah.
But it's therapy, not like medicine.
Yeah.
So people will be like, oh, well, if they eat enough of it, they'll get over it. People think that about peanut allergies, which is crazy to me.
People die from that.
Right?
Jesus.
They're like, oh, just have like a little tiny bit of peanut oil or peanut butter every day and you'll be so much better. My God!
That's like telling me to hold an animal that has dander every day and I'll eventually get over it. I've been like this since I was like, what, 5? When was I diagnosed with allergies to? Well, we think first it was cats, but now it's any animal with it.
I think it was before you were 5. I think 5 is when you were diagnosed with asthma.
No, because we were with Mike when I got diagnosed with asthma. Because I remember being in the bathroom and being like, I can't breathe, it hurts.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yep.
Fix my brain over here.
And then I had to freak out and drive you to the hospital in the next town over.
Literally. Did they not have a hospital in?
No, they don't. They don't even have a store, like a grocery store there. They all have to come here.
Oh yeah. They have like Circle K, Dollar General.
Yeah.
Not actual stores. That sounds too small for an actual store.
Yeah.
Or a hospital.
Right?
Who lives there? Who still?
We used to. Okay.
That was like what, 2016? Forever ago.
It's not forever ago.
Don't like it.
I'm not that old. Okay.
Ari is 8 now.
Shh. No.
She's turning 9 next year.
Okay, so the general consensus is not ghost bait. The first comment says, not the asshole your husband is, though. Right?
Really?
You think so?
Really?
All little kids have stomach aches. Not intentionally induced twice a week.
Really?
Who knows what kind of long-term damage that would do? Maybe talk to the doctor and get a list of the long-term effects of intentionally ignoring his dietary restrictions and use it in a countersuit when you go after mother-in-law for child endangerment. Woo!
Woo! Sue the mother-in-law.
Well, that's what they were saying.
Just kidding, sue the mother-in-law.
Duh.
I mean, she's her child. Oh.
Okay, I'm confused with this one. Oh my god, it's so long. Get comfortable.
Am I ghost bait for telling my husband I cheated on him even though I didn't?
Right? Like, what?
Huh? I cheated on you. I didn't really, but I cheated on you. Huh?
Like, the only thing I can think of is, like, this is a prank. Like, one of those TikTok pranks.
Prank.
Like, but gone wrong.
Prank. Dare. Fictional characters. No. I mean...
Would you consider that cheating?
Some people do. Those people suck.
Some people consider fictional characters
Cheating. Yep. Anyway, so I, 26 female, have been married to my husband, 30 male, for 6 years.
She's been married since she was 20?
Yeah.
To be fair, 20 is when I had you, so.
But were you married?
I was not.
Well,
I'm a harlot!
I look into the distance, just, I was not. What kind of fairy tale? Anyway, about 2 years into our marriage, I found out my husband had cheated on me with a high school friend that he met at one of his friend's weddings.
Okay, so he's ghost bait so far.
I didn't go with him because it was a few days after the delivery of my first baby.
He didn't stay. Oh my god. Okay, so far, no. You're not ghost bait, he is.
Oh my god. He claimed it was just a one-time mistake that he had a few drinks too many. I can't read.
And you wanted to read it.
and that he regretted it. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. At the time, our daughter was only 1, and I didn't want to break up our family over something he swore was a mistake. I forgave him, or at least I thought I did. I convinced myself that it was something I could be okay with because I was afraid to start over. But honestly, I was too young and inexperienced to fully understand how deeply it had hurt me. 22, yeah. 3 years into the marriage.
Wait. She's 22. Okay, so I'll break this bitch down for you.
I mean, she got married like basically as soon as she turned 22.
Basically, and your brain isn't even fully
There.
formed until you are 25 and older. Like, I don't... Fuck this guy. Don't fuck this guy, but fuck this guy. Continue.
3 years into the marriage, we had our second child, our son, who is now 3. Oh my, good lord. Around that time, I found out my husband didn't just cheat once. He had cheated multiple times with different women during the early years of our marriage. I found out when my mother-in-law's birthday was coming up, and I wanted pictures of her for a collage that I wanted to make for her. I was scrolling through my husband's photos when I found screenshots of women's profiles his profile. From dating apps, so I went through his messages. Wow, his first name. Doesn't know how to use an S.
They are angry.
I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I went through his messages from years ago to find out that he had been cheating on me even before the girl from the wedding.
What?
The texts were usually vague, but not enough to confirm my suspicions. I confronted him, and at first he tried to deny it, but I had the proof. The messages dates exactly matched the periods. He had reassured me that everything was good. He then gave up on the lie. When he finally confessed, he collapsed into sobs, gripping my hands, saying how much he hated himself for what he'd done. Telling me
You didn't until you got caught.
Really?
What the fuck? You didn't care. You were like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go out here. I'm gonna get all these ladies. And then your wife finds out and you're like, I'm a horrible person.
You were gonna say I'm a whore.
I'm a whore.
I mean, technically, would you be wrong?
I mean, he wasn't, as far as I know, he wasn't getting paid for it, so.
Oh, that's right.
Sex work is real work. Continue.
Yeah. Telling me how, in those days, he had been foolish, immature, and afraid of losing me. So you cheat on her?
Right? I was afraid of losing you, so I took steps to lose you!
Make it make sense!
So you can't.
Exactly. He begged me not to leave him. He promised that he had changed. Liar. He said it was not something he had done since we had our son, and that his family meant the world.
Well,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Hang on. So the son was the second child.
So he was cheating on her while they
Already had a child. But, you know.
and before that.
And before that. But, like, you know, that first child, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. Admittedly, his apology really got to me. I hesitated when I saw how broken he looked. I couldn't determine if it was sincere regret, desperation, or guilt. I told him forgive him. I told him I forgave him, even though I never really did. The trust was broken, and the anger persisted despite my best efforts to move on.
Duh.
We're almost there.
There
We're
is
almost there.
never...
Good reason to cheat?
Well, there's never a good reason to cheat. But there's never going to be a better actor than somebody who feels like they're going to lose everything.
Since then, he has been acting like the perfect husband, as if to compensate for what he did.
Acting.
Yeah. I'll admit, it felt good to be the center of his attention after so long. But for the last 2 years, I've been nothing but tolerating him because when I look at him, all I see is lies. Now getting to the title. Last weekend, after putting the kids to sleep, I decided to tell him that I had cheated on him. I didn't, but I wanted him to feel even a fraction of the pain and betrayal I've been carrying all these years. I told him. He was crushed. His face went pale, and he kept saying, "No, you wouldn't. You couldn't." He begged me for details. When? Who? How could you do this to us? He couldn't believe that I had thrown away everything we'd been working to rebuild. He said he thought we were finally in a good place, and this destroyed him. I told him, I expect you to forgive me just like I forgave you. Now he's completely heartbroken, barely speaking to me, acting like he's the victim here. He says what I did is worse because we were finally getting better, and now I've torn us apart. Part of me feels guilty, as if I manipulated him, but another part of me thinks he needed to experience even a piece of what I went through. So, am I ghost bait?
Okay.
No.
So, that was not the right thing to do.
No.
You should not be together. He clearly does not value you enough to treat you well. And the only time he does treat you well is when he thinks he's going to lose you. So, the fact that you even had this thought, you guys just shouldn't be together. Like, I know that you want him to feel what you felt, but like at the same time, just leave. Just leave. Be the bigger person. Just leave. I think he's ghost bait, but I also kind of think you are.
I think they both are. Most of the comments seem very confused. Basically just, oh, everything's rebuilt and now you want to hurt him? Like, what? Alright, am I ghost bait for not feeling any empathy or bad for my girlfriend's ex dying? Depends.
Yeah.
Was your girlfriend your ex?
Your girlfriend's ex.
Yeah, was your girlfriend's ex?
A bubba? Was your girlfriend's ex a bubba? Prince Ali Abubu? Yeah.
My girlfriend and I were together for 2 years and then broken up for about a year. We are now back together for 6 months. Why? Anyway,
Some people come together and then fall apart and then come together and fall apart. It just happens. It's part of life.
anyway, during that time we were broken up. She was dating a guy. What? Hold on. There's an explanation. I put that in quotes because they were more like friends with benefits.
Okay.
Things never got that serious between them. Said ex rides motorcycles, which is important because 2 weeks ago my girlfriend sent me a link to the news. He crashed his motorcycle and died.
It is sad though.
It is.
Anybody who dies, it's sad.
It was actually pretty gruesome. He tried doing a wheelie, lost control, went off the road into a fence, decapitating himself.
Oh dear Lord. My brother in Christ.
My brother in Christ. We're not related.
We're not.
That's funny though.
But my brother in Christ.
Would you? It's so gruesome. My stomach's like, oh my god.
Okay, continue.
I have to find where I was.
Decapitating.
Well, no shit, I gotta find it. First off, I don't feel bad for people who die doing stupid things. He was a longtime rider and a cop. Therefore, he knew that wheelies were not safe and also illegal. Okay. Not to mention that she told me about how he used to send her pics/videos of him on the highway doing 140 miles per hour and up. I don't feel bad for these types of people at all. In addition, I saw the way he talked with my girlfriend and the relationship they had. We weren't together at the time, so she didn't do anything wrong. But I'm not going to like any guy who was with her. Am I ghost bait for not feeling bad at all for this guy and partially thinking that he had it coming?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. He got decapitated.
Yeah, like, okay.
I hate that I'm a visual thinker.
Right?
Ugh.
So, you cannot hide, like, when you write about people, you usually can't hide how you feel about a certain person. Like, the way that you talk about them. Like, obviously, you didn't like the guy, and that's fine. You don't have to like him. But to say he had it coming?
That's just horrible.
Right? For doing stupid stuff. Like, people do that kind of stuff every day. Yeah, every day.
All time.
All time.
All time.
All time. Alright. We're gonna do one more. And then we'll end this and go on to the next video. Alright, and my ghost bait. My mom almost died, and I don't have room for my husband's triggers right now. My mom, 68, almost died on Monday from a massive stroke.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm very sorry.
The doctors told us that she might not make it, but she did, miraculously. On days 1 and 2, my husband was there for me. I spent all day in the hospital, and when I came home, my needs were simple. I just wanted to lay in the couch and veg, get takeaway, sleep, and then go back to see my mom the next day. I wasn't demanding lots of attention or help with stuff, and I was clear that I knew he needed to go to work, do his own stuff for the most part, because his life didn't stop, and I was okay to manage things. I mean, I get that.
Sounds pretty reasonable so far.
Right?
Yeah.
Yesterday, he was acting really strange, emotionally shut down and almost shocked that I was still upset and reeling from Monday when he... Okay. Yesterday, he was acting really strange, emotionally shut down and almost shocked that I was still upset and reeling from Monday when I thought my mom would die. I was feeling very sensitive to all the criticism and worried he was angry at me for the smallest things, which increased the more shut off he got. I tried to explain to him how anxious and overloaded I was feeling to support my mom and my entire family who are less familiar with the medical system than I am. Suddenly, he starts telling me how tired and in pain he is, which I tell him I'm sorry about, but if it's possible, I need him to just be more aware and sensitive for me right now, but not necessarily do more in terms of physical labor, etc. He went to bed in the snore room, our spare bedroom where one of us will sleep if we're snoring or need a really long sleep as we work different hours. Yeah, the Odin sleep. With a text message rather than popping his head in to say goodnight. I cracked and started crying because I felt so overwhelmed and abandoned. I had literally just needed him to show a bit more care, nothing else. When I went to the snore room crying, he accused me of having something wrong with me.
I'm sorry.
He didn't understand why I was so upset and then kept saying, "That's it, I'm calling your dad or your sibling." And I had to beg him not to do that as it was midnight and they were at the hospital in the ICU. He got so insistent that there was something wrong with me that I got even more worked up and cried. I got a lung infection from the hospital and he wouldn't stop talking about how his knee hurts and I was struggling to care.
Nobody gives
Duh!
a shit about your knee.
Right?
Like,
fuck your knee.
That...
I felt bad, but I was just mentally like, I have nothing right now. I can't take care of someone else. That is understandable.
That's okay.
Holy shit, this man.
Nobody gives a fuck about your knee. Like, knee, bro. A knee.
My bothered brother in Christ.
My bothered brother.
Okay. Today he's rocking back and forwards like a traumatized child, saying that he couldn't tell me he was triggered by death. Right? Well, not everyone. And I literally have nothing left to give for him. I feel like a bitch because usually I'd be there for his anxiety and triggers. And if he told me he was struggling in a less hurtful and confusing way, I would have had some energy left to give to him. But because of how he acted, I actually find myself disgusted and drained by it. I feel hurt and abandoned, not to mention sick and extremely stressed still. And when he comes into the room sobbing like a child, saying he only wanted to help and that he's not a bad person, he gets more upset when I ask him to leave because I'm not able to cope with this right now. With his tomfuckery right now. He freaks out, and if I try to leave and go for a drive to get some space, I feel more or less trapped.
So he's stopping you from...
Yeah.
Sounds
He
like
also...
he's
He's a bird. He's a bird. He also doesn't understand that because of how he acted and how drained I am from the week, I don't want to be around him, and I find it draining to deal with his childlike requests to help me.
Yeah, he sounds like a toddler.
Right?
Begging for help, even though he don't.
I know. He's trying his best to make it better, but I can't undo what happened last night. And I just feel rejection and disgust towards him right now for not being able to handle myself better in my hour, or handle himself better in my hour of need. Which could have included telling me that he was struggling with the idea of death too. Am I ghost bait for not overly caring about his distress right now?
No.
No.
Your husband sounds like a toddler trapped in a man's body.
No. Update.
There's an update.
There's
oh my
an
god.
update.
Hold on, let me just...
Yeah, get comfortable.
Is it long?
No.
Oh.
I've just come back from the doctors to get antibiotics for my lung infection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He offered to drive, but I don't want to be around him right now. And I looked into the spare bedroom to see if he's okay or still breaking down. He's laying in bed, speaking with a childlike voice, and has just announced that he hasn't eaten in days. Bruh.
We're about to pull one of the...
Bruh, get your lazy, triggered ass down to the kitchen and get a snack.
Yeah.
Which he's volunteering as info because he doesn't want to repeat the mistake of not telling me things. Am I crazy, or is this really not comforting? Not at all!
No!
Why?
My voice goes over here like, goo goo gaga, can you feed me, bitch?
Gaga, can you feed me, bitch?
Literally though, he's like, I haven't eaten in days.
Mommy, I want some food.
Good, you got something on your It's from your chair. Your chair.
What is that?
Oh, it's a bitch!
Okay, so it looks like the general consensus is not ghost bait.
Rolling.
Yeah.
I wonder.
I'm so surprised.
Surprise.
Oh my god, that's a long comment.
The other one? Where everyone was just confused.
Yeah.
There was one that just
Yeah.
basically the
Okay.
same amount as the long one.
So this one says, not ghost bait. Literally, all you're asking of him is to not be an a-hole,
Thank you.
and he's making your mother almost dying all about him.
Her.
Threatening to call your family while they're in the ICU? What the hell is wrong with him?
Everything.
Right? Look, I'm all for being understanding of a partner who may have issues that they're dealing with, but whatever his triggers are, the fact that your mom almost died and you're emotionally reeling from that literally has nothing to do with him.
Thank you. Like that.
Your need from him is to step up and be a good partner. By your standard, all that would mean was, hey, I just want to hang out, get takeaway, think we can watch a movie together? You're literally not asking for anything other than day-to-day companionship, and he's being a little bitch.
Yeah.
A little bitch. And running off to the snoring room. and saying that something's wrong with you?
Mm.
I seem to be way angrier about this than you are. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Lady? I know. Well, she's emotionally exhausted. And that seems insane to me. Does he act like this often? Taking something that is upsetting you and somehow turning it around and making it seem like you're the unreasonable one?
Can we
And-
put him?
Right? And that you're traumatizing him? This feels like a huge red flag. And he needs to get over himself.
Sounds like he's a walking red flag. We need that red flag guy.
Right? Yeah. My brother in Christ.
My brother in Christ.
I'm more nervous than a unicorn in a balloon store. Alright, this has been Am I Ghost Bait? And I think there was a pretty good mix there of ghost bait and not ghost bait.
There's a lot of juicy.
There's a lot of juicy.
I can't word right now. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
really good though.
Yeah, that was really fun. We should do this again.
Yes, we
Yeah.
should.
Alright, thank you guys. See you guys in the next video. Bye!